Hi everyone. This video will be going through the more common queries that we get throughout September, involving things such as forgotten usernames and passwords, staff access, as well as staff notification settings. I forgot my username and password. With forgotten usernames, admin users can go to the admin section found in the top right corner first of all, and then into user logins. The first thing to do is to locate the staff member's name within the list view, and when you have found them, you can tick the box to the left hand side, and this will then select that user in the list view. From there, you can go to the action drop down in the bottom left corner of the screen, and then you will find the forgot username function. Selecting that will then send an email out to that staff member that's been selected to their work email address, which is stored within the user login section. With forgotten passwords, the process is again the same, with coming to the user logins area within admin. And again, you can select the affected user by ticking the box to the left-hand side. And again, go into the action drop-down in the bottom left corner, where you will then find the reset password option. This will pop up with a new password frame for you, and you can just enter a temporary password for the user, which can then be passed on to them securely within the school. Once you've entered the password, you can then just click OK to confirm, and then you will be returned to the main user login screen. Another common query on returning to the system in September is that you'll note that within the tabs, the amount of slips are not showing as they were before. The first thing is not to be alarmed. This will be because all of the slips from previous academic years will be archived within the system. So on your return, you may get a smaller amount of slips within the tabs. The thing to do here is to filter within the bottom left of the tab that you're in. Alternatively, you can go to reports found in the top right corner, and then into the chronology report. Both of these means will give you exactly the same means of reporting. Then within the filters page found in the bottom left corner, you are then able to change the date range from this academic year to previous academic years within this section. You can also select the custom range to specify a certain period of time. Then upon selecting Go, this will then produce all of the slips within that particular date range for you, and you will be able to find your full complement of slips within that time period. I need to update my students from my management information system. There are a couple of different ways that you can update students in BehaviourWatch. This can be done automatically if you're set up with Wand, our data integration partners, or with manual imports. If your system is set up with our Wand integration link, this will update your student list automatically once updates have been made on your MIS system, and this will run each evening. If you do not have the Wand link set up, we recommend importing students using either a CSV or a text file that is comma separated. This file must contain the following mandatory columns: adno, the unique admission number for the student, the first name, last name, date of birth, gender, form, year group, and finally date of arrival. Please make sure that you name your file with the name of your school, and to import this file, please complete the following steps. Firstly, go to admin in the top right corner of the system, and then go down to the import section found towards the bottom of the admin page, and then click the import option from there. You will then see a list of import options to the left hand side, and from here we're selecting student. From here you can then select to choose the file, and once located you can then validate, Once the validation has taken place, you can then complete the import by selecting the import button. You may be prompted with an authorization code if our system flags an unusual change within the import you're trying to complete. If this happens, please upload your file to admin and then to the file list. Here you'll be able to select upload in the bottom right corner. You can give the name first of all, which can just be student import 2019-20. And again, you can then choose a file and upload the file then by clicking the save button. If you upload anything to the file list area, you can then just prompt support by sending an email or calling, and we'll then be able to retrieve the file securely from this area, and we'll be able to take a look at the file for you. A staff member does not have correct access in the system. If a staff member has found that they do not have access to the required area of the system, there's a quick and easy step you can take to ensure this is corrected through admin, first of all, in the top right of your system, and then to manage slip access. From here, you will then see an element drop down in the top left corner, and clicking into this will then present you with a list of your custom slips on the system first of all, then the default modules of the system from there, such as attendance and behaviour register, as well as some options such as my slips only and my form slips only, and then finally the detailed reports tabs found at the very bottom of the drop down. You can then make the selection of your area that you wish to grant further access to. Selecting an area will then present all of the current on-roll staff members, and will then show those that are ticked will have access to the area, and those unticked will not currently have access. There are a couple of different ways that you can quickly give access to the users that require them. The first option is to use the checkboxes to the left-hand side to manually select which staff members you wish to give access to for that particular area, and you can then save in the bottom right corner. The other option is if all staff members should require access to that area, you can then select the all option found just below the element drop down in the screen, and that will tick any remaining staff members not yet ticked. And alternatively, if you wish to start afresh with your access, you can select the none option to completely clear all access, and then you can start to select staff members from there. After you've made any changes to each area, you will then need to save each time in the bottom right corner, and that will update the staff members for you. Any affected staff members will then just need to refresh their systems, or alternatively, the next time they log back in, the changes you've made here will then reflect for them, and they will have the full access that you have set for them. How do I add a new user? There are a few ways of adding new members of staff to the system, the quickest of which is to copy an existing user's settings. This can be completed by following these steps. You can firstly go to admin in the top right corner of the system, and then into user logins. To copy user settings from an existing staff member, you'll firstly need to locate a staff member with identical security permissions from the list view, and you can then tick the box to the left-hand side of that user. From there, if you go to the action drop-down in the bottom left corner, you will then find an option called Copy User Settings. Once this is selected, it will then open a new frame for you. Here you can enter some basic details for the new user, such as their title, username, first and last name, and email address. And once this is entered, you can then click Create, and this will add that user to the list view for you. Along with this, it will also copy the slip access from the existing user, and that will all be set up for them straight away. The other way to add users to the system, without copying access from another user, is to click Add in the bottom right corner, and this will take you to the user settings page. From here you can complete all of the mandatory fields, which are outlined with an asterisk symbol, and then once completed, you can click Save in the bottom right corner, and you can then use the Manage Slip Access area to amend the access that that staff member should have. When adding new users to the system, it's important to remember that their password will be temporary, and they will be prompted to change this upon logging into the system for the first time. They will then be able to enter a new password for themselves, and will be able to use this going forwards. How do I update my form and class memberships? There are several ways to update student form, also known as registration group, memberships. This can either be updated manually by using the form migration tool or by using a static student import. This will depend entirely on the complexity of your requirements. If you have a straightforward migration, for example 4A to 5A, 5A to 6A, etc., then admin form migration is the best option for you. This is found within the admin page in the top right corner, and then within the end of year section found towards the bottom of the admin area. From here, you can then select form migration. Form migration will then present a list of your current forms to the left-hand side, and will give you a drop-down to select what that form is moving to. If, for example, you have 10A moving to 11A, you can then select 11A from the drop-down from there. You can repeat this process for your other forms until each option is populated. Once you've selected all of your forms, you can then click to migrate in the bottom right corner, and this will instantly update all of your form groups to the new form selected. If you do not have a straightforward migration from one form to another, a static student import is the best option for you. For more information on this, please contact your support team, who will be happy to advise. For class migrations, these can be updated with the class migration tool found in the admin section in the top right and down to the end of year section, and here you will see the class migration option. Once here, you can make a selection of the year group for the classes that you wish to amend. Again, if your membership is straightforward, for example, if Year 10 Science is moving to Year 11 Science, then again you can make your selection against your current class list to select the class that you wish to migrate this to. If your class migration is not a straightforward process, such as Year 10 Science to Year 11 Science, you can alternatively complete a class import. If you would like to import your new class memberships, you can do this through Admin Import, which is found in the admin section at the top right of the system, and then down to the import section towards the bottom of the admin page. And then you'll find the class option to the left-hand side of this page. To set up the class import file, there is an information option in the bottom left corner of the screen, and this will present to you the default headers that will be required in the file. The mandatory columns required are class, subject, adno or student admission number, and the year taughting code for the class. If there are any queries or issues with completing your class import file, then please contact the support team. Can I update student information en masse? The easiest way to update your students at the start of a new academic year would be either with an import from your management information system or by adding the students via a CTF transfer file. How do I update my term dates? Many system areas rely on term dates to be able to work correctly. To add these for your new academic year, go to Admin firstly in the top right of the system, and then down to the school structure section, and from there you can click on to Terms. Once here, you'll be presented with a list of all of your previous term dates, and you'll be able to add new term dates by using the Add button in the bottom right corner. Once selected, you'll be able to enter the term name, and then you'll be able to set your start and end date, and then following that, you'll be able to add in your half-term breaks. Once you've completed this information, you can click Save, and that will add the terms to the system for you. When you have completed this information, you can then click Save, and that will add the term date to the system for you. You can then repeat this process for the other terms within your academic year, and then your setup for terms will be completed. How do I update my real-time notifications and automated reports? To update your real-time notifications, first of all, you would go to Admin in the top right of the system, and then down to the Automatic Reports and Communications area. From here, you can select Real-Time Notifications. This will then present a list of the existing real-time notifications set up on your system. To add a new notification, you can click the Add button in the bottom right corner. From here, you will be able to select your staff member, and you will also be able to change the display student name. You have three options here, which are full name, initials, and ADNO, or student admission number. This will then affect how the student is presented within the email to the staff member. Following this, you can then filter in the bottom left corner. This is where you can amend your settings for the staff member to be notified of. If, for example, a staff member you're setting up needs to receive all of the information from their form, you can make this selection by going to the form drop-down and selecting the staff member's form from there. Once you're happy with the filters you've selected, you can then press Go and then Save to add this to the list view. Once a notification has been added, this will then start immediately for any slips that match that criteria. To edit an existing notification, there are two ways that you can do this. The first is to double-click onto the entry, and the other is to tick the box to the left-hand side and then to select the Edit button. You will then be presented with the same options as adding a new notification, and again you can edit the staff member name, how the student name displays, as well as the filters. Again, once you're happy, you can press Go and then Save to take you back to the main list view. To remove a notification, you can again tick the boxes to the left-hand side of any notifications that you would like to remove. And then from the action drop-down, you can then select Delete. This will present a pop-up to ask you to confirm that you are happy to delete the selected notifications, and then you can press OK to confirm. This will then remove the notifications from the list view for you. To update your automated reports, firstly you just need to go to the Admin section in the top right of the system, and then down to the Automatic Reports and Communications area. From here, you can then select the Automated Reports option. To add any new automated reports, you can click Add in the bottom right corner, and this will present a new page for you. You can firstly then select the staff member name, along with the time that you wish the notification to go out to the staff member, as well as the days in which you want this notification to send to the staff member. From there, if you then filter in the bottom left corner, you can begin by selecting their form from the form drop-down, and then from the positivity drop-down, you can select negative. By default, the date range will be listed as today, although this can be altered. This week, for example, could be selected if you wanted to send a weekly summary to the staff member. And again, when you're ready to save, you can press Go and then Save to confirm. This will then add the automated report to the list view. To edit an existing automated report, you can firstly tick the box to the left of the notification that you wish to edit, and then select the Edit button from the bottom right of the page. From here, you can then amend the staff member name, time, and days for the notification to send, as well as also the filters within the Filters page. Again, once you are happy with that, you can press Go and Save to complete the update. To delete an existing automated report, you can tick the box to the left-hand side of the notification that you wish to delete, and you can select multiple to delete more than one at once. Once you've selected all the automated reports you wish to delete, you can then select the Delete button in the bottom right of the page. This will then present a prompt which will ask you to confirm if you are happy to delete the selected automated reports, and you can click OK to confirm this. The automated reports will then be removed from the list view for you.